dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance.
Good morning and welcome to the My Tarot Morning Reflection, our daily inventory and chance to take a breath. Oh man, so again, this is one of those things where we take a moment. It's going to be hard to relax, right? With this staring at us, I didn't even realize that. Sometimes you just reach into your drawer. Good morning, Maureen. Apparently I just reached in and didn't realize, but does this make you want to meditate even more, you know, with Bat Boy here? So, I should put my robe on. It is dark and gray. Good morning, Jenny. So, now if I could stop staring at Bat Boy. But it's one of those things for me, meditating and things like that, because it helps me to truly slow down. So, even up to the last few seconds of starting the camera, I was also focusing on something else on the computer. It's like 2 minutes left. Got to do this. 2 minutes, yeah. 1 minute, 58 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Trying to multitask instead of taking that breath. Which, doing something like this, when we have a clock, when we have something scheduled in our lives that says, well, let's stop for 5 minutes. My whole day is going to be different, I'm sure. Because listening to the cards, like they're the sounds of the ocean, which is kind of my personal light switch. It could be a candle, or it could be just setting up cushions and sitting on them in a particular place. But now everything has changed and going into a totally different mood, totally different direction. So that is why I encourage it every day. So listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean reminds us what? Feet flat on the floor, rolling the ankles. Oh my God, that feels good. Butt comfortable, doing the kitty dance. Checking in the shoulders. Taking that breath and then checking in with the neck. Again, totally different than just a few minutes ago. We check in with the universe, see if we're like rushed or if there's any angers or resentments. Chance to slow down. And as I like to say, it's where the universe holds up a mirror, asks us, what do we see? And we can use the tarot or any form of meditation as that reflection. So, what do we have for today? So, what am I going to do then, peoples? I am going to make 3 different stacks. It's like each one's a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead us down one conversation, where this conversation is going to lead us down a different path than this one. So today, let's go with the center one, which is right at the heart. You know, when you give yourself something like that where you have a choice, it really does kind of lock you in to your intuition, because you're really just stopping and asking yourself, you know, what direction do I want to go? Which one of these is the choice I want to make? But when you do that, you're going into this passive thinking mode where you're not looking at some outside source to give us an answer. So I'm going to do hour, 3, and 1. Yep, it's gray outside right now, Jenny, but man, it's just going to start getting warmer. Well, it's going to be 40 degrees and snowing today, so according to the weather. high in the 40s, snow. So, flipping each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And the first card today is the Pape, Le Pape, the Pope, also known as the High Priest. So, what is this card? So, when, particularly in the 1500s, when the tarot was created, the church helped to set rules, boundaries. It's about traditions. It's about learning, because we would go to the church to learn and things like that. So how would that reflect in today? Well, where else do we go where there's rules, there's boundaries, people we have to follow? Things like work. We have, it's different institutions. So back then the church represented a whole social institution. And that's why when we see the high priest, we look at our whole sense of institution and learning and the traditions, because what we're doing at our work, at our job, when we have a task, we're following a tradition that we've learned, right? So the thing is that no card is all good or all bad. The question is that are we locked into a tradition, or is it that we need to go back to the basics? But that's why we need to turn over the next card and see what the Pope is looking at, which is the Seven of Wands. So, Jenny, this is my what? Herding Cats card. This is the card where wands are fire, energy, passion, creativity, action, movement. And sevens are all about potential, drive, and ambition. Remember, in our numerology, we're going from 1 to 10. And 7, we're starting to get a little bit impatient, aren't we? Because we're so close to getting to 9, which will lead us to 10. So this is the one where Pamela Coleman Smith in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, she's got the guy standing on a rock, and it's a great image. She's got a guy standing on a rock, holding up his wand, and there's 6 other wands lined up in front of him that look like cattails. And he doesn't even have enough time to put on the right shoes. So he's even wearing 2 different shoes, standing on that rock, herding cats. So this is that one where we're trying to get things done, trying to balance things, and sometimes it's just a position that we are in. But let's see where the story goes with the next card, which is about strength. So here's where we talk about what the difference is between a minor, which is just a number card, and that's just our day-to-day card. This is us going to work. We've got our stuff to do. We've got our projects to do. We're 80% done, or we're 70% done around our tasks around the house, right? But when we are able to focus, when we are able to get things done, when we feel motivated, and this is about motivation. It's like we know that we have things we need to get done because we have our institution card here. We have our societal card, our tradition card that's saying these are the rules, whether it's household rules, work rules, whatever. And we know we have to get things done. There's particular things. Doing taxes is a good example. Yeah, here's the institution. Here's us doing taxes. But the thing is that there's a sense of accomplishment when we do things. And that's the strength card. The strength card is where we do just a little bit more than we normally would. The strength card is where we find strength through our tradition, through knowing we can do stuff, doing what we're supposed to. I hate saying doing. I'm an anarchist, so saying doing what I'm supposed to and seeing that card, that's tough for me. But it is about doing what we're supposed to do and getting it done, finding the motivation. And then sometimes, again, to sit down and do our taxes, it takes every ounce of strength we have, because it's April, in a month, or in 2 weeks, and are we done with our taxes yet? We need to get our strength to do that. So today, so far, this is about doing the things that we're supposed to. And doesn't tickle my little anarchist heart, but it is an axiom and a truth. So let's see what the advice card is. So it is the Page of Wands. So where do we find strength sometimes? Well, when we get old and tired and we've done the same thing over and over 100 times, it's hard to get strength, isn't it? Yikes, heard the taxes. But it is. We've done it 100 times. Whatever it is that we're doing, there is no strength in it. There is no joy. There is nothing but, I got to do this. Because we have this High Priest card, we got to do this. It's just something sounds horrible, doesn't it? But we have the Page of Wands here. And what's a page? The court cards can be us, could be somebody else, not male or female, masculine energy, feminine energy. Good, we're all experts now in the court cards. But it's the Page of Wands, right? So pages are the element of earth. So they are the things that ground us, the basics, right? And so pages in the 1500s, they're sent to court to learn how to become a knight. A knight wants to learn to be a king. But do you know how excited? Now, we've been at court for how long? We've been here for blank number of years. It's old hat. It's boring. We've already walked through that door 1,000,000 times. But how do you think this page will feel the first time they walk in? Kind of excited, right? Page of Wands with all this fire and energy and creativity and passion and movement. It's because we forget to find the joy in completing something that we don't really need, feel like doing. And the strength we get from doing it. So this is about not only turning that frown upside down, but this is actually about finding that motivation again. Taxes sound horrible to do. I mean, who wants to do it? It's an example. But you know what? Imagine how good we'll feel when it's done. Empowered. The whole thing here is finding the energy to finish something so that we feel empowered. It's the energy to do what we should and be empowered. It's the joy of opening up our eyes, seeing its sunshine, and saying, I'm going to do this anyway, and feel empowered. So today, let's take a look at those things that sometimes maybe we take for granted. It's like, oh no, we have a job and we didn't get laid off this year. Shucks, now I have to do taxes. Right? Good morning, Kathleen. So today it's about feeling empowered. And, again, I know, but again, we have a job. Yay. We get to do taxes. Some people don't have the opportunity to do that this year, and we should think about them. So find the positive and feel empowered when we do it. And look for the joy of completing that and the strength it gives us, and how we, I had put off yesterday for the longest time doing a video for the office, because I wasn't sure. I needed to understand exactly everything, but I did it. The video is awesome. I will flat out say, I'm going to brag and say it's awesome. And I feel empowered, even though it took me, 4 hours to do it, but it took 2 weeks to let it weigh on my mind. I felt empowered. So today it's all about feeling empowered. So, and Kathleen's saying, like, knowing judges, Matina, Barun, McKinney, Owen, good evening from Perth. Hey, good morning from Perth. Oh man, I can't wait to visit down there someday. But welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, feel empowered, find the positive in what we're doing, and then let's just charge in there and gather that strength and get it done. So thanks again today. I hope everybody has that amazing, amazing day today. The light's coming out now, Jenny, so take care, and I will see everybody again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears.